Have you made a Google form, sent it, and then learned that you did it wrong and somebody accidentally messed up your form? I have seen so many people make mistakes when sending Google Forms. First, I will explain what not to do. I will explain 2 different ways to view Google Forms and 3 different ways to send Google Forms. Stay to the end to learn how to collaborate with somebody on creating the form, which is very helpful. Hello, I'm Amy Novick, a professional organizer, Google certified trainer, and productivity specialist. Every week I hear, I didn't know Google could do that. In the comments below, let me know what you have used Google Forms for or what you might use them for in the future. First, and most importantly, what not to do. The goal of sending a Google form is to have someone answer the questions on the form, not edit the questions themselves. Notice that there is no share button, but only a send button instead. This is your first clue that this is different than other Google files. Google Forms have different functionality than a Google Doc or Sheet. The editors create the questions and possible answers, and the viewer types or chooses their answers and submits the form. If you are in editing mode of a form, do not select the URL at the top of the form and send or share that link because it says edit at the end. This is how other people end up messing up your forms. Let's check out the preview to see how Google Forms are different than other Google files. The preview will show you what it will look like to the end user, not while you're editing it. There are 2 ways to know that you are on the viewing end of the form. Number 1, if you go to the very end of the URL, you will see View Form. That means you're in the viewing mode of this form. Secondly, if you have editing rights to this form and you are one of the collaborators, you will see a little edit pencil down here, which will toggle you back to the edit mode. Now that we have understood the 2 viewing methods, let's talk about the button in the upper right. Under the Send button, there are 3 ways to send the form: via email, via link, or using embed code. Let's talk about the methods and advantages of each of the 3 send options. First, email. Here you can enter the names or email addresses of the people who you will want to fill in the form and submit their answers. Google will pull from your contacts in order to complete this list, just like you're sending an email. In fact, it will send them an email, and therefore it has a spot for a subject line and a message before they receive the form. Now you have 2 more options. You can either just send them an email, which will include a hyperlink to the form, or you can click the checkbox at the bottom that says Include Form in Email, and the actual form will be inside of the email, and they can fill it in so long as they click the Submit button at the bottom. This advantage is that the recipient will get the actual form inside of their email and not have to click somewhere else in order to complete the form. People are much more likely to complete the form when it appears in their email. Method number 2, sending a link. Second is the most common way to send a form, which is a link, otherwise known as a hyperlink. When you click the link icon, you can see the long link on this line. If you click the checkbox that says Shorten URL, you will get a much shorter hyperlink to copy and paste wherever you need it. You can paste that link anywhere you like, but if you want to make it look nice, you can select some text, click Link, and paste your link so that the text itself is clickable to that hyperlink. Let's see what it looks like for the person you are sending it to. Please notice that when you scroll to the very far right of that URL, it says View Form, which we saw before, which means that you are looking at it as the viewer, not an editor. The third option is embed code. This is what we use when you want to insert your form into a web page. In reality, you're not actually sending the form to someone this way, but instead placing the form somewhere where others can easily find it. In order to embed the form, you need to copy and paste the embed HTML code into your website's HTML editor or a place where there is an embed code option. Bonus, notice that there are also 2 little icons in the upper right where you could share this form to Facebook or Twitter directly. Lastly, you can collaborate on creating a form. Because there is no share button, in order to collaborate on creating the form, you need to go to the three little dots to the right of the send button and click Add Collaborator, also known as editors, like in a Google Doc or Sheet. They will then be able to edit the questions, answer options, and how the form looks, and also have access to be able to send the form as well. To review, there are two ways to view this form: as the viewer who will be completing and submitting the form, or as the collaborator editor on the back end who can edit the form. There are three main ways to send this form to have somebody fill it out. Number one, via email. Number two, via link. And number three, with embed code, embedding this form on a website. You can also collaborate on the creation of this form, but it is not in the usual menu location. If you want to know all the ways you can view the responses of the form, I will be explaining that in another video. If you would like some guidance on creating your form, sharing your form, or embedding your form on a website, please join a digital organizing workshop where we will have 2 hours of hands-on work time to complete these tasks with me by your side. If you would like to have someone create, send, or embed the form for you, schedule a clarity call to set up a time for some one-to-one support. I look forward to helping you succeed.